busy, right? I mean, who isn't these days?
Yeah.
And the idea of finding something simple, a little nudge for your health that doesn't completely overhaul your life, that's pretty appealing.
It really is. And today we've got this material just labeled pasted text, but it talks about something specific. A 5-second morning coffee hack for fat burning.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today for this deep dive is to really unpack what this source is claiming, try to understand, what's supposedly behind it.
And help you, our listener, get the key info quickly without getting bogged down in technical stuff or just too much noise.
Right. So the core idea seems to be adding just one natural ingredient to your normal morning coffee. And that's meant to kickstart your body's natural ability to burn fat.
And they throw out a pretty big number, too, over 122,000 people apparently seeing results. That's quite a claim.
It is. So we're going to look at what this hack actually is, how they say it works, and, what people are reportedly experiencing, all based strictly on this text we have.
Okay, let's start there. The central promise. What exactly is this 5-second morning coffee hack supposed to do for someone?
Well, the big draw, the main headline, is fast fat burning. And the key is minimal effort, literally 5 seconds added to your coffee routine.
Okay, 5 seconds.
Yeah. And the source really emphasizes that this isn't about, those crazy exhausting workouts or super strict diets that are just really hard to maintain long term.
Right, the sustainability factor. So what's the actual method? What are you adding to the coffee?
It just says a powerful natural ingredient. Doesn't specify exactly what in this section, but connects it to tackling something called calorie absorption acceleration.
Calorie absorption acceleration. Okay, that's not a term I hear every day in, say, standard nutritional science. What does the text say that is?
Well, according to this source, it's a condition, maybe often overlooked by diets, that makes the body basically hoard fat, especially from processed stuff we eat.
Hoard fat. So the idea is the body's taking in and storing maybe more calories than it should, particularly from certain foods.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. It suggests this acceleration is the problem the hack solves. It would definitely be good to have more scientific context on that term itself.
Agreed. So moving on from the problem they define, how does this coffee thing supposedly fix it? How does it counteract this acceleration?
The explanation in the text is that this ingredient boosts your metabolism, which, is how your body makes energy from food.
Right, metabolic rate.
Exactly. And it also supposedly decreases the amount of fat your body actually absorbs from your meals. Plus, it's meant to give you more natural energy.
So the combined effect, they claim, is your body burns more calories automatically, even when you're just sitting around.
That's the idea, yeah. Burning more calories at rest. It paints a picture of, fairly effortless fat burning just by tweaking your coffee.
Effortless is always appealing. Does the source give us anything concrete, like real stories or data?
It does, actually. There's a specific testimonial from a guy named Cole G. from Miami.
Okay. Cole G., what was his story?
Apparently he was really struggling. Low energy, weight gain. The text quotes him saying he just wished he had the energy to, play with his kids without feeling totally wiped out afterwards.
Yeah, that resonates. A lot of people feel that. So what happened with the coffee hack?
Since starting it, he reportedly lost 32 pounds and feels way more energetic, like he can actually keep up with his kids now.
Wow. Okay. 32 pounds is significant. And the energy boost ties into that feeling of, getting your life back.
Definitely. And beyond just Cole, the text makes a broader claim. It says, countless individuals across the U.S. and even beyond are having similar results.
Countless individuals. That's a bit vague, but points to widespread effect. Does it list any other common benefits people report?
Yeah, it does. It mentions things like noticeable fat loss within weeks, which is fast.
Okay.
Increased energy, especially in the morning, and better focus. Also, fewer cravings and less kind of emotional eating.
The cravings and emotional eating part is interesting. That's often a big hurdle for people.
Absolutely. And again, it hammers home the point. No need for intense exercise or those crash diets.
That no drastic changes angle is definitely a recurring theme, isn't it? It's a major selling point. What about science? Does the source mention any studies?
It does mention a clinical study, says it supports the approach.
Okay, a clinical study? What did it supposedly find?
The claimed result was pretty specific. Participants taking the active ingredient daily lost an average of 1 pound per week.
1 pound a week.
Okay. And crucially, this was supposedly without changing their regular meals or exercise habits.
Right. Now that's interesting. 1 pound a week without other changes is, well, that's the dream for many, isn't it? But
yeah. The source mentions the study, mentions the outcome, but...
Exactly. No details provided. We don't know, how the study was designed, how many people were in it, who they were.
Or even what the specific active ingredient was in that study, or where it was published if it was peer-reviewed.
Precisely. All those details are really essential for anyone to judge how reliable that finding is. Without them, it's just, it's a claim about a study. It's hard to weigh its actual scientific merit.
That's a really critical point for listeners to remember whenever they see study shows type claims. Context matters. So, okay, putting the study aside for a moment, where does the source say people can actually get this product?
Right, the practical side. Where is it sold?
According to the text, it's available on a website called MarketShoppy.com.
MarketShoppy.com. And how do they describe that platform?
It's positioned as a trusted platform, one that offers innovative products and health services. They also say they partner with leading health brands.
Okay. To offer, presumably, products they deem safe and effective.
That's the claim, yeah. Safe, effective wellness products.
And this specific coffee hack product, how's it listed there?
The text says it's offered through verified vendors on MarketShoppy. The implication being, that ensures quality and authenticity.
Verified vendors.
Sure. And you can apparently get it through the website, but also through something called the MarketShoppy Global app.
An app, too. So multiple ways to access it. For someone listening now who's curious, maybe thinking, okay, I want to see this, what are the steps the source lays out?
It's pretty simple, according to the text. Step 1, visit MarketShoppy.com.
Got it.
Step 2, search for the product. It mentions looking in the health and wellness category specifically.
Makes sense.
Step 3, place your order, get it delivered. Step 4, the main part, add the supplement to your coffee each morning before breakfast.
Before breakfast, okay.
And then the text says, kind of dramatically, watch the transformation begin.
Huh, okay. Bit of flair there.
Yeah. And it also mentions again that the app, the MarketShoppy Global app on App Store and Google Play, gives access to even more curated health products.
Right. So it sounds like a very easy process start to finish, which definitely fits that initial promise of a quick, simple fix.
Totally. So just to wrap up what we've pulled from this pasted text, we've got this 5-second morning coffee hack pitched as natural for busy people aiming for quick fat loss.
Right. And the mechanism proposed involves targeting this unusual term, calorie absorption acceleration, using a natural ingredient in coffee. This is supposed to boost metabolism, reduce fat absorption.
We heard the testimonial from Cole G. in Miami, 32 pounds lost, more energy. And the source mentions a clinical study claiming a pound a week loss, though, crucially, without giving us the necessary details to verify it.
And finally, the product is presented as easily accessible via MarketShoppy.com and their app, with clear steps to purchase and use it.
Exactly. It definitely, it taps right into that common desire for solutions that fit into our already tacked lives. Simple, effective. That's the goal for so many.
Which brings us to something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. When you come across health promises like this one, quick results, minimal effort, may be available easily online, what questions pop into your head? How do you personally sort through it all? Think about the elements here. The simplicity, the personal story like Cole's, the mention of science but without the backup details, the online marketplace. What stands out to you as you try to decide if something like this fits into your approach to health and wellness? Something to think about.